Afternoon, all. How are we doing? Ooh. How are we doing? Not many in today. Not like yesterday. That's majesty, wasn't it? Let's just switch from the tree to the. Go, get off. A goat tried to attack me then. So we got Video Monkey in. Afternoon, Graham first in. Dwarf's in. Hi, Dwarf. Joe's in. Ratamble. Adel. I don't see an Adel, Joe, unless I haven't got the live chat. Let me put the live chat on. No Adel in yet. Search. Nick's in. Petronics. Hi, Nick. Bob Anderson. Hi, Bob. Michael Hyde. Hi, Michael. There's a few of us in. I did say yesterday though that it was going to be 4 o'clock, so I may have put a few people off there unnecessarily because I was going to go on at 4, but unfortunately I've got a doctor's call at 5, so I couldn't do the 4 till 6. I'm going to have to do the 3 to 5, and maybe finish a little bit earlier, just in case. Because you can bet your life, can't you? You know, normally when you're waiting for a doctor's call, it's like really late, but you can bet your life as soon as 5 o'clock comes, it'll be on the button. So I've got my phone here already, so hopefully I'll catch them. So today's video is going to be putting back together the 2001D. I was hoping to have already put it back together, but I am at time. Back's been playing up again, so been struggling a little bit today again. Thought it was better, so I decided I was going to nip up to bed this morning after a night in the armchair and try to get out of bed and couldn't. I'm covering up Santa, look. Covering up Santa, there he is. Oh, no worries, Joe. I think Adel's icon is My Radio. Ham radio, old vintage transistor radio. Student in India. Welcome. Sandra's in. Ben's on his way. Brilliant. Let's cover Santa's head up then. So yeah, not a great night again in the armchair, but it's going to be a couple more nights in the armchair yet, I think. Hey, Rich is in. How you doing, Rich? Yeah, sorry about that. As I say, I've got doctor's appointment at 5, so I've got to be off before then. So I was going to do 4 till 6, same as yesterday, which worked out quite well actually. But no, it's 3 till 5 today. So we better get over and see a young penguin that's waiting in the corner. There he is. Penguin's back. The fire starter. Who's the fire starter, Joe? You're surprised that another goat hasn't shown up. I've got 2 here. Graham? Am I due a third? We got 2 here. We got that one. Oh, there's no batteries in that one. Oh, there is. And we got that one. Oh, he's gargling that one. Sounds more like Tarzan, that second one. Yeah, we got 2. You think we should wake up or warm up before you start typing, Joe? Wake up, yeah. Ben's lighting the fire, is he? And Mrs. Cruncher's just out with the dogs, so she'll be back in a bit and lighting ours, I suspect. Right, let's go over and see Mr. Penguin. We'll see what he's got at number 5 for us. Now, I did make a bit of a cock up on today's slide. I don't know if anybody noticed. Probably not. Oh dear. Oh, off you go at number 5 then. We've got Belter, courtesy of John Turner. Outlandish. Scottish. Belter. Sounds good, doesn't it? It sounds like a reindeer. One of the reindeers should be called Belter, shouldn't it, really? Bye, Penguin! Penguin's gone. I didn't wave to him. It's not fair, is it, Penguin? It's not fair. Oh, he's back! Chill, Penguin! Yeah, get off. He's such a seeker. Such a seeker. Mark J. Afternoon, Mark. So, IPA from Outlandish Brewing Company up in Scotland. Glen Boig. ML5, I think it's Midlothian we said, didn't we? So that one ended up in my advent calendar. John sent me 4 of those out, different ones. I think there's a couple in the advent calendar. Simon, how you doing, mate? All things Scottish are good. Pardon me. Let's get that one in the glass then. So it's an IPA, 4.8%. Let's get that in there. Good to go. Right, we're all set. So I need to make sure, really, that I start the advent calendar just about 4:30 today. So fingers crossed we can get to a decent sort of point in time by then. So cheers, everybody. Happy Christmas. Ben's setting the world on fire. So today we're going to be putting back together this 2001D that's in lots of pieces here that we modified just in. Now there is 2 more mods I've got to do, but they're one of them's going to have to go in now, really, isn't it? One of them's going to have to go in now. So let me get that one sorted out. So there's 2 other little mods that I want to do to this before it goes back together properly. And I did put I put together a little list on my OneDrive, I think. Let me see if I can find it for you a minute, and I can pop the link in here. Rob's in. Hi, Rob. And Ben's in. Oh, the diesel heater. Oh, wow. Derek Taffman, you can only stop until 4, as you have to go to doctors. Well, I'm the same, Derek. I've got doctors at 5, so I think we're in the same boat. Right, where the hell's my Google? Well, not my Google Drive, my OneDrive. OneDrive, there we are. No, did I 2001 audio and mods? Yes, here we go then. Let me just open this and I'll pop it up on screen and see if I can do you a link to it. This is just if anyone wants to follow along with what I've done, really. So if I share a link, this is to give you an idea of what we've done so far to this radio to improve it, although it's an amazing radio anyway. Hi Mike, how are you? So that's a link to this file in my OneDrive. I'm just going to go onto the screen a minute. How do we zoom in on this blimmin' thing? I'll tell you what, the formatting on this is weird. I'm used to old school Excel. What was it called before it was called Excel? 123 was Lotus, wasn't it? I used to use all the Lotus apps. This is just a little spreadsheet of what I've done so far. And it's sort of going to be a work in progress. If you've got the link to it, if I could see any other what I'm trying to say, any other mods to do to it. Page layout. I'm sure I can zoom in on this thing. Scale to fit. Height. Width. On page. Shrink. We want to shrink. That didn't work. Oh well. Just turn that off. I'm sure there's a way you can zoom in and out on this blimmin' thing. Review. View. Zoom, there you go. That's better. Too big now. Oh dear. Custom. So 150. Okay, that's better. Right, there we go. So this is there's two FETs in there, so that should be FETs, and that should be ×2. So I've done that upgrade. I think it's, I can tell you which ones it is. I want to put that on there as well. It's Q302 and Q303. So it's Q302, 303. Gotta put Q in there as well. So I put the part number in of that diode protection. It's an SMD diode. I've also got some pictures which I'll share as well. In fact, I could share my whole drive, really, couldn't I? With that on it. But anyway, I've got some little notes on what the mods are for on this side. So we've done all of this. Yesterday we did the audio upgrade kit. I showed you that I'd removed L305. I just lifted a leg of it, really. And I've replaced the LED. So today I've got to do these two here. I'm not sure why 010011900's come up. That should be AA, battery reinforcement. Yeah, so we've got to do the supercut mod and the Barty. Flipping heck. We've got someone in there. A's in. Acacia. So yeah, feel free to dial into this one. I will put the link in the description when I get around to it. It just gives you an idea of what the parts are that I've used. I've got the link to Adel's audio upgrade kit. Ultra bright cool white. I found that putting an inline resistor in it doesn't make no difference really, because it's got an LED in already, and I just tend to use any of the ultra bright white ones as long as they're not crazy voltage or too low. Just a normal 3-volt one should be fine. So there we are. We're going to do the SuperCap mod today. We're going to do the battery reinforcement, and we might be able to do those before it all goes back together actually. So let's get back to the set then. I wonder if I can share that then. Send to... Yeah, not sure exactly how to do that yet, but I might have to make that into a... pop it in a OneDrive. Actually, if I go into this, it might be easier to fire through the pictures. Okay, yeah, here we go. So I've added in the pictures of things that I've done in the past. So this is the little backup battery mod you can see here. So I've just soldered one wire of this to the negative terminal just in underneath the circuit board. I'll show you that in a minute. And the SuperCap sits nicely in this little area here, and the other wire, the red one, look, goes off, and that goes to the 3-volt positive terminal. And that's the SuperCap that I'm going to use if I can find one, 0.22 farads at 5.5 volts. And this is the little inductor. It does say L305, but there's a better picture of it coming up in a minute, I think. Yeah, so there it is, L305 on the signal board. And all I've done is lifted a leg on it. And rather than just cut the leg off, I've kept it in case anybody wants to revert it, and I've just put a bit of heat shrink over it so it can't short onto anything. The other thing that I've done to it is this little diode in here. So again, I've put the part number of that. So 2 legs are grounded, and the other leg is going to this terminal here, which is Q303. That basically discharges any static that builds up on it. I did have a better picture than that, but I don't know where that's gone now. Oh well. Also, I found some... so we saw that audio upgrade. I also found page 1 of that as well. And page 3, so there's 3 pages to that really. So I'll see if I can post a link to that. There's also some items on here about adding filters. So there's probably a lot more mods we can do to it yet. But just thought I'd share that with you. It's easier to see it than it is to put it up on screen. So let's just check out the chat again. So the link to that little file that I've just put is up in the chat there, but I will put it in the description. Good, Rob. Well done. Afternoon, Benji. Andrew, hi Andrew. Just got back from work. View menu. What's that, Bob? View menu. AD, how you doing, mate? Afternoon. Harvey's in. Harvey's Vintage Audio. Hi, Harvey. Russie's in. Hi, Russie. Right, so we've got to try and put this thing back together. Easier said than done. I need to do some of these mods a minute. So I mentioned in my text there about a battery mod. Where's me blocks from Sean gone? Let's prop this up a little bit so we can see it. Don't know if that's enough. Can we get it, sort of prop it up there? Okay. So one of the big problems with these sets, and what kills a lot of it, if people don't know what they're looking at, it can totally mess up their sets. So if you can see this here, this is the positive terminal of the, what they call the computer batteries, which is just 2 AA batteries. That's blowing the camera out a little bit, isn't it? And what happens, this is just a plastic pillar. And over time, that gets pushed and pushed and pushed. And eventually it breaks off and you lose the battery connection. So you end up with no computer batteries and the set won't fire up. That just goes onto the other board. So there's an easy fix, and that is to put something in this gap for support, because the battery's pushing on it that direction. If you've got support in there, then it can't go anywhere. So you can either, I've done these 3 ways. I've done them with epoxy, I've done them with 3D printed part, and I've done them with hot glue. So I think if I can find it, I'm going to do this one with some epoxy. And it's an epoxy putty. Let's just say it's just a little lump of it in there just to stop it pushing. I mean, you can fill up this area because there's nothing in here. Oh, when I was searching for the zoom function, right? Okay, got you, Bob. I did find it in the end, didn't I? Right, let me see if I can find me epoxy a minute then. Oh, yeah. Now this is a bit stronger than the hot glue method. It's not as quick as a hot glue method, but it is stronger. The only thing is if you use a hot glue method, you can probably get it out again. I think this once this has gone in, that's a lot. That's shallots. So this is Unibond epoxy putty, and it comes in a little stick. What you do is you cut off a piece of it and then you squidge it together in your fingers, and it creates a strong putty. It goes off pretty quick now. It might be worth me just cutting a piece off, because I mean it's still squidgy here, but it's a bit harder on the end. I'm gonna regret putting the hands on this, really, aren't I? But it's very difficult to do with gloves because it's really sticky. So you're better off kneading it with your fingers, really. So let's just trying to think what I can do it on. It won't stick to the silicone mat here, I don't think. I can do it without knocking everything on the floor. I don't think it'll stick to this. So it comes with this little like saw as part of the lid. The idea is you just cut off a piece, so Just going to cut off a small bit there to get rid of the hard bit. Let's get rid of that. Whew, it does smell like epoxy. So you don't need a lot. That should more than do it. Let's put that little bit of paper back on top if I can find it. What have I done with that? I don't know. Pass. Pop the lid back on. It's just a case of squidging this up to mix the two things together. What's bad for the fingers, Ben? Risks skin problems. I've got some good wipes here that I'm going to get it off with in a minute. So you've got to do this until it's completely mixed. Signal path. Yeah, it's fairly easy, Andrew. It literally is a case of taking one LED out and putting another one in. You can put a resistor in. I've got pictures of it with and without the resistor. This one I haven't got the resistor in. You just need to get access to the back of the board, which is the tricky bit really. Right, this is getting there. It's a little bit bitty because it is it's dried up a little bit. It is years old, so it's done pretty good. Let's take half of that then. Let's roll that up. What I want to do is just squidge it in here. I think we'll probably want to give that a clean out with a bit of isopropyl first. I think it's fairly rapid setting this, so I don't want to mess about with it too long. Otherwise it's going to start going off. Just let that dry off a sec. That's no problem, Joe. You can use as big of blocks as you like. Yeah, it's a Unibond epoxy putty. Just in the tube. So what I'm going to do is pop that in there. Don't want it on that wire because if we need to get it off in the future, we need to be able to. So make sure that wire's free. And the little terminal post. Neaten that up a little bit. And say that the actual battery terminal is fine on this one, but it's just a bit of future proofing really, because it will go eventually. It won't now though, will it? That's for sure. There we are. That's all you got to do. That is all you got to do. And that literally sets like stone. That'll set up overnight, and that'll be absolutely rock hard. So in fact, it's going off already. That's going off already. So let's get it off my hands now. Let's get it off my hands. So I don't want to be putting it all over the radio, but yeah, that's all I've done. Just reinforce the back of that battery part. Very simple, but effective. Cheers, Ben. So I'm just using one of these big wipes now to remove the epoxy from my hands. Very good. So big wipes. I've used these for a while actually. They are really good. They've got like an abrasive surface on one side as well. Tony, Anthony, how you doing, mate? So there you are. That's a nice easy little fix for anybody that's got one of these. If that bit hasn't broken off, it will do at some stage, so that stops it happening. So you can just fill up that area with hot glue, do exactly the same job. Let's give my little mat a clean up. Wow. There we are. That's that bit done. So the next thing is the super cap. I'm going to put the super cap in here. And all that does is, one of the problems with these is the connections aren't great. Now you can hardwire the connections as well. But this little mod just it's a bit lucky in there. This little mod just keeps the it holds a charge for quite some time, using a super cap across the battery terminals to just hold that 3-volt charge while you change your batteries, or if you knock it out of line. Because I don't know if you can see it, but the actual battery connection is just that little bit of wire there that pokes against the circuit board. Not great, to be fair. I mean, you could solder a wire on there, but easy enough to do. But really, you'd have to cut the battery terminal back a bit, try and tin it, and then solder a wire on it, and then run the wire up to the board. Then you've got to unsolder that every time you take the board out. So I leave these and just check the connection on the other side of the board. Okay. Right, let me get a super cap. I'll find out what box they're in first, I suppose. I might get lucky. I know roughly where they are. I think they're in box number 11. Aha. First hit, yes they are. Box number 11 is super caps. I suppose you could use any super cap value, but I've been using the 0.22s. What are these? 0.22, there we go. 0.22 super cap. I mean, you can use these type if you wanted to, but this one fits lovely in there. You could put a 0.47, 0.047 in there. But yeah, that just sits down in there nicely, look. And then you need to run one wire up to the positive and one up to the negative. So we need to prepare that next. So we need a bit of red wire and a bit of black, preferably. So let me just see if I can find that. Zoom in a little bit. Winning the pot finding lottery in one shot. That was pretty good, actually, wasn't it? I've got a lot of boxes of stuff up there. But when you use one box quite a lot, you tend to remember where it goes. Oh dear. Right. What am I looking for now? Wire, Graham. That's what you're looking for now. I suppose solid core would be best. There's some red. So we can find the end of it. Okay. It looks like we've got some red and some yellow, by the looks of it. I think that black. Oh no, we got red and black. Okay. Let's just cut a piece out of this because it's been a pain in the neck. So we've got a piece of red and a bit of black. You need to get the polarity right on this as well. Don't need much black wire. We need some heat shrink. So I'm sure, as you know, I managed to tip all my heat shrink out onto the floor, so I've chucked it all in here for now. So we've got red on our black. Very good, Ben. So let's find a couple bits of heat shrink, a little bit of red and a little bit of black, without dropping it all over the floor. Not sure if that's going to be big enough. No, it needs to be a little bit bigger than that. Red. Sorry, we can use both bits red, really. It doesn't need to be black, does it? As long as the wires, as long as we know which one's which, then we're okay. So this one's the negative. You can see it's connected to the case, and the positive's the one in there. So let's get sorted here. Get sorted. Oh, I took my cutters downstairs. I've been fixing more lights for Mrs. Cruncher. No surprise. I was going to bare the ends of these a minute. Bare the ends of the wires. We're Tin the terminals. Tin these. Is it black? I can hold it still. Stay still. Like burning my finger. Right, that's our positive and negative. So let's just cut a little bit of this heat shrink. Pop that on. Just like that. Oh, no, you knocked a glass over then. Let's put that over out of the way. There we are. Shrunk. Where's my beer? It's not going to focus, is it? Come on, focus. It doesn't like this blue for some reason. Right, that's that set up. Our epoxy. It's pretty much rock hard already, so there's no way that that's going anywhere. That's hard already. That ain't going anywhere quick. So what I normally do is just put a little tiny blob of hot glue and just squidge it in there. Just squidge it in there. I have the red wire on the top and that just runs out through here. And then the black wire goes up and links into the board over here. Okay. Let's make some room. I'm going to need some room now to put all this back together. And let's see what it sounds like. I'm going to put the buttons back in. I put a few of these back together and forgot to put the buttons in and had to take them all apart before. You know, see, I do admit these things. And I can't remember who it was asking about the LED, but that's the old LED there, look. It's like a light greeny thing. And I just stick in, I've just got these here. I don't even know what they are actually. I think that's the one I put in. You can stick a 100 ohm resistor in line with it, or 100k, I can't remember which one it was now. Come on. So this is the ones I think I fitted last time. Switch electronics, LED 4000 MCD at 50° angle of radiation, I suppose. 5mm. But yeah, exactly the same direct swap. I don't see any need to put a resistor in there. I mean, people may say different, but it makes no difference to the current draw. Okay, I need to find a picture now of the 2001D so I can work out where the... Actually, I'll go and get one from the other room because I've got to get a comparison one in, haven't I? Hi, Daniel. Derek's off. Afternoon, Mick McGinn. How are you? Gonna sneeze, I think. Yes, I did sneeze. Right, let's zoom me back out. Let me go and get another 2001D. Let's move Penguin Cam out of the way. Hopefully won't crash the stream this time. Shouldn't have said that really. Ooh. Right. $2001D land. What have we got here? We've got two here. Let's see which is which. That's the one with airband. That one's got. I got two here, so I've got another one here somewhere. I've got 4 of these, I believe. Well, I did sell one to Rob, didn't I? So maybe I haven't got that many. I've definitely got 4 here somewhere. I can't remember what mods I did to Rob's. So that's what it should look like. Oh, steady. All that. That's quite good, Nick, that one. I can't remember whether these work or not. I think both of them do work. And I've got a spare power supply there as well. Now I need my air duster. Oh, I tell you what, I gotta keep getting up and down. It's not doing my back any good. Right, what buttons go where then? So the beigey coloured one is the beigey coloured one is the present time set. So those two are black. And we've got the black one goes in there. There we are. So they're the only two that aren't captive. All the other buttons are captive. So every time you turn this over, those 4 buttons all drop out. It's really annoying, but there you are. So that's those. Now I need to get this back together, which is a bit of a puzzle, isn't it? so I can take that off. Probably easier to get this off. Actually, no, don't worry about that for a minute. Right, so I've got to reconnect these ribbon cables. Easier said than done. And make sure they're both pulled fully up. They've got to go in dead straight. You can sort of feel when they go in. No, see, that one's not quite straight. I think he... Actually, no, that is okay. That's okay. Let's do this one. There you go. Well, that worked easy enough, didn't it? And next you've got to line all the switches up. I think they go in there. I can never remember whether these wires go inside or outside of these clips. I think they go inside. Right, let's say we've got to line up the volume slider. Oops, line up the thing. The RF gain. So put one on minimum. We might be lucky. Volume's in. RF gain's in. That switch is in. Brill. Goes in underneath there. Get in there. Get underneath. Get in there. Right, just that. So we've got to reconnect all these antenna wires off of the ferrite. That lot goes up in underneath there. I think that one goes in there as well, actually. So you need to get these are just test points that I've soldered on. I mean, normally I would try this before I put it back together, but because we're a bit stretched for time today, I'm just going to go for it. Now, I've said that a few times and had to pay the consequences of it, haven't I? So these are the two points that the backup capacitor is going to be connected to. Let me just zoom you in. So you can just about see in underneath there a blob of solder. That's the negative connection. And over here is the positive. So that's what that super cap's got to connect to. Right, have I forgot anything else before I stick this back together? Let's give the display window a quick wipe with a non-scratching cloth. A bit of a line on. Let's just get some polish a minute. Oh, some screen polish if I can find it. Well, not polish, the anti-static thingamajiggery. I'll use that one. Just this. Special cleaner for plastic. Spray a little tiny bit of that on. Need some more of these cleaning cloths. I was going to put that on my shopping list as well. Let's blow out any dust from underneath. Right, now to drop it into the case. Zoom it out a bit. I've got to put the LED display and clip that in a minute and screw it down. Let's find the screw for that. It's just one single screw. A baby one. The LED board back in. I don't like the LED board. I'm not a fan of the LED board. So you basically got to pull the ribbon cable up through this gap now. In order to seat the rest of the radio. Nearly there. Right, now can I get at that? There. Right, I'm just attaching the backup battery. Well, we'll attach it for a minute. Let's just test it first, shall we? Right. That one there, over there. Switchboard. Right, let's get some screws in this thing quick before it jumps apart again. Rolf, how you doing, mate? Cape and tights. Yeah, it's super. Hi Les, how are you? Let's catch up. Daniel's in. Hi Daniel. Don't know if I said hello to you, Daniel, but I have now. Gaznut. Gazunt loose. what's going on? Jess, how you doing, mate? Good to see you in, mate. Mac Vision. Hello, Mac Vision. Just back. Les. Fight through Coventry traffic. I bet that's fun. Right, I'm up with a chat. Great. Let's carry on and put this thing back together then. Speaker. Where the hell I connect a speaker to now? Oh yeah. Speaker connects to the speaker, Graham. It's a surprise, isn't it? It's actually going to be easier for me to connect this now. Super cap. So I'll just tin that terminal a minute. I'm making a pig's ear of this. I should have done it before I put it back in, really. Don't want to pull it all out again because I've lined all the knobs and that up now. Where's my light gone? Right, he's in. Oh, got the light in the way now. So I've just connected one end of the super cap to the board. Let's get some screws in here, sort out which screws are which, because there's lots of different size screws just to really confuse you. That's the back case ones, that's the back case ones. Back case. That's the board screws. We've got big flat screws, flat-headed ones. We've got 3 normal ones. Popping these in. How we doing for time? The big long one goes in the center. That one's got to go on there. It's a little while since I've done one of these, but you sort of remember. Those resting on top of the speaker because that'll make it buzz like mad. Apologies if you can't see an awful lot here. This is what I could do with an overhead camera, really. I think that's got to be my next purchase, an overhead camera. Dave's in. Hi, Dave. And Theo's in. Right, so super cap's going to just sit in there for now. That wire's going to run along there. It's going to pop up. So I'm just fixing up the super cap now. The one with the cape and, as Sandra says. Let's just tin this. There we are, so that's the positive connected for the computer battery. So my super cap is tucked in under there nicely now. That red wire's going to the positive and the black wire's travelling out under to the negative. So say it might be worth just leaving that hanging, but stop it buzzing. Maybe a little tiny bit of hot glue just to hold it. Cyber, how you doing, mate? Okay. Now we've got to connect the speaker and the little ferrite wires, which are tiny, tiny. Let's get some straight tweezers. Not a fan of those bent ones for some things. Right, now these are marked on the board. Neutral. Okay, red is there. Need a bit of flux on that. It's not flowing very well. Let's just pop a little bit of flux on all the connections. I'm going to need to check where the green one goes. Better. Yellow. I'm going to have to get a service manual and just double check these actually. This has been a little while. Pretty sure it goes in there. Just a bit confused where the green goes. Red is to that one. I think green is to this one, but it seems a bit strange to put it there really. Let me just find the service in for a minute. Whew. Just going to go and grab my 2001D. I've got loads of pictures of this on my drive, but I should literally have the manual to hand just here. So let's just have a quick look in the manual. Okay, so there is a little diagram in here. Telling us where it goes up the top there. Let's get my eyes on and have a look at this. Green. God, I can't bloody see it. See, yeah, green does go the other side of there. Okay, so I was right. Where's me tweezers? Let's get me tweezers. Dividing this in. Yep, that's it. That's it. Let's fold this up again. So if you ever get the chance to get an original Sony manual, absolutely well worth getting these. They are invaluable if you repair. And you know, the online versions are okay, but you can't beat the original manual. Right, it's a little tiny brown wire now that's got to go back on in the centre of the board. This one always confuses me as well. But again, I've put it on there a few times now, so it goes in there. That's warmed. We'll connect the speaker back up. Are you going to focus? Come on. Right, connect the speaker back up. You're going to cape on each little super cap. Right, let's put these battery. Come on. Typical. 9 times out of 10 that pops back on there, no problem at all. Well, that's the speaker back in. Just clip this switchboard back in again, make sure the switches are engaging. Okay, that's good. Right, let's see if we can get the back on. There's some foam gone to dust inside there. Let's brush that out. final case screws. You're home, Rob, are you? I thought you were home just now when you said hello. Welcome back, mate. Welcome back. Two screws up, 3 screws up underneath the battery, underneath the aerial even. There's the other one there. And the one in the battery compartment. Worth doing a sense check, make sure your buttons are in. I've had these before where you've got a button stuck down and it won't work with a button stuck down, surprisingly. I'm going to pop the old encoder knob back on. Does need a bit of a clean up, this one, but apart from that, it's going to be a cracking little set. Right, let's get some batteries. Well, I'm going to plug it into the power supply. But you need 2 AA batteries. And the only AA batteries I would put in a set like this are lithiums. If you got some. Energizer lithiums. They do not leak, so you can leave them in there forever. They'll never leak, and they last longer. Well, quite a bit longer than normal AA's. So I mean, you can just about see the little bit of white in there where I've put the epoxy in. To say there's a fairly stiff battery connector on this, so it is worth just reinforcing that. Right, so that should bring up some noughts in the window. We've got that on, put it on, off. It should do if we turn it on. Okay. Let's get the power supply, see if this thing works. If it don't work, I think we're stuffed for today because I'm not going to have time to fault find it. Let's find that power supply. Thomas, say you don't think you see me work so fast? Deodorant in the post. I've got doctors tonight. Rich at 5 o'clock. Well, it's supposed to be one of these telephone appointments. But it's nothing worse than getting a phone call when you're in the live stream. Okay, what's going on here then? We seem to have power all the time. Now this was working fine, this radio. But we don't appear to have any display. Although I've got hiss on it. No, let me have a think. There's no LED brightness. The light appears to be on all the time. Have you got power? So 4.5, center pin negative. Let's stick it on my power supply a minute, just make sure we're not drawing any excess current. Milliamps. These do draw a fair bit of current, but I wonder what we've got going on with this then. Oh dear. Make sure we haven't got any buttons jammed. I've got nothing turned. Hang on, RF gain. Max. No, doesn't appear to be anything. 110 milliamps. I don't think that's far off the current draw. Seems to be on all the time for some reason. So something somewhere's not right here. Let's just try another one. Let me try another one. This is going to be a big fail, isn't it? Plugged in the wrong one, didn't I? That's the normal supply. I just want to see what the current draw this one's doing. Same, 110 milliamps. So that's fine. That one's fine. Seen better days. Please check the ribbon cable. Yeah, I suspect you could be right there, Adele. Normally that's the problem. And welcome, Adele, by the way. They did look seated properly, I must admit. Yeah, these are notoriously bad ribbon cables on these. You have got to get it absolutely exactly in the right spot, otherwise it's a no-go. I did check it though. I did check it. It was looking okay. Right, let's see if the ribbon cable has decided to leave the building then. Well, they are both seated in there quite nicely, actually. Yeah, you can just see a little tiny bit of silver on them. Yeah, I always get my man. It's not many times I fail, but I will pop these out again just to make 100% sure they are okay. I'll say this was working, so yeah, no damage to the ribbon cable there. Let's reseat this one as well. Yeah, that one's got like a little crease on one end, so maybe that one didn't go in right. Okay, let's reseat it then. See if we can get the blimmin' thing back in now. Yes, this is sent to try us, isn't it? There they are again, don't want to go back in the same hole. Right. So we're back. Reseated. Could there be a part 3 where we take it all apart again to remove all the mods? Let's not say that, Graham. Bum, 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 bum. Better. Valves are better. Unfixed it. I fixed it worse, yeah. It could be, but let's not say that. Gotta have faith. Right. Alrighty. Try again then. Let's just put a couple screws in for now. Although saying that I've got to do this one down here because that holds the terminal against the case. Oh, you bet your life that's a doctor. I bet that's a doctor. Bear with me. Well, there you are. That was my telephone appointment to rush us over. That was quick, wasn't it? Right, let's try again. Let's try again. What is going on with this set? Have I reset the ribbons and is it now okay? Or do we need to find out what the hell is going on with this thing? Right. 4.5 volts. Power on. Now we've got a single battery light, a little one of these lit up now. Still got the light on all the time, even in the off position. It's got to be those ribbon cables, isn't it? Got to be that ribbon cable somehow, but I did go over it again. It's doing different. Well, it's not quite doing different, but I have got one battery light on. So I don't know. Is it something I've done when I've done these modifications? Because as I say, it was working fine. Just trying to think what else I've done. So I put that on there, and that's not going to have affected it at all. Capacitors, that shouldn't have affected it unless I forgot to put one in or I put one in backwards. But they're Bipolar, two of them. How we doing on the chat anyway? Ganesh, how are you, mate? A cliffhanger, yeah. Yeah, you're right, Millenchip, and welcome. I'm pregnant. Just catching up with all your abusive comments. Keep taking the pills, yeah. No, not interested in my back, Bob, at all. They're just saying, well, I hope it gets better soon. LED upgrade sucks. You won't blame me, it's all my fault. Yeah. It did look like that. One of the ribbon cables has got like a little kink on the end of it. It looks like it's not seated in properly now. I'm just wondering, it's the smaller of the two. It could have just shifted over a fraction. I think that's what it is. So I'm going to pop it out of the case properly now. We've got a little bit more time. Although I don't want to go on for too long because of the back situation. Well, I want a very long phone call, is it, from the doctor? Let's take the whole lot out. So I really need to get to grips with it. So once you've taken it apart a few times, let's pull these ribbon cables off again and again. Got to get to the bottom of this. I want to just hear this radio working today. I'm sure it's that ribbon cable, but all sorts of weird things happen if there's problems with the seating of the ribbon cables. I'm pretty sure that the large one is in fine, but I'm not convinced on the short one. Let's pull the encoder knob off. Disconnect the speaker wires. It didn't take me long to put that back together, did it? But it's now got to come all apart again. What a pain in the back body. We've got to take that off. That can stay on. Just got to take this one off. Come on, let it go. It's really playing hard to get here for some reason. There we go. Let's pop the little LED board out. Right, let's get in here a bit closer. You think maybe a short because the light is always on? Yeah, you could well be right. Check around the solder points. Is the supercap in the right way round? Yeah, supercap's definitely the right way round. The white way round. Right. See, I think there's a problem with this smaller ribbon cable. Right, so what we'll have to try and do is power it up on the bench a minute. Because we don't want to keep taking it in and out of the case. Let's see if that's doing it. So I've sort of given it a bit of a twisty. Tell you what, this RF gain switch is a pain in the backside. Right, we should be able to hot wire it. I need to pop those two wires back on that I pulled off for testing. I don't think there's a short on it because it would be drawing too much current if there was. So 1 volt positive. Let's double check that connection there. No, that looks okay. Let's pop another wire on that. I'm just hot rigging it at the moment so we can test it without putting the case back on. Just looking for a decent capacitor leg to stick on there. Okay. Be worth seeing if that has retained any power, that super cap. Let's have a look. It's still got 0.7 of a volt left in it. Okay, so this one needs to be on 1.5 volts, the other one. But it could be a short in the 1.5 volt line. So you're not monitoring that when it's plugged in, it's still running off the computer batteries. So let's get me test leads up. Which are obviously tangled up with everything, as they would be. Right. Let's current limit that one down as well. Okay. That's okay. Let's plug the power supply in the other side. Okay. Let's flip all this lot over. It's a bit precarious, isn't it? That's our speaker wires. Don't need to worry about the speaker wires for a minute. I can pop a speaker in it just so as we haven't got an open circuit output. I can remember which one's the speaker jack. I think it's the greenie by the power supply. Oh, there we go. Do you remember what I said about those buttons popping out? Oh dear. Yeah, it's the second one in. So I've just dropped one of those buttons on the floor somewhere. So pop that in. Power on. Nothing. Okay, we're not drawing anything now. Let's have a look at the power switch. Upwards for on, that's on. Okay, what's going on now then, Graham? Now we have nothing. How bizarre. What is going on with you? Wow. For some reason it's totally stopped working. I've hardwired that. Bizarre. Borley, how are you? Just checking the chat. Deep relief. Voltral works pretty good. Might need to do a reset. I don't know if there is a reset on the 2001D, is there? No, I don't think there is a reset on this one. So now I've taken it out of the case and hot wired it all up. We have no current draw whatsoever. No lights. Could be a dodgy switch there, I suppose. Dodgy power socket. They're both in, they're both in. How strange. Let's check some voltages. Something's amiss. Could try disconnecting the S cap to clear the computer memory. Good call, Les. Let's try that. Good shout. So that's a good shout, because the supercap could be holding it in a off state, so to speak. Nope. How strange. So it's not drawing excess current. Let's just check some of these connections then. Let's make sure first of all that the power is coming in. Sure which way around this jack plug, and I'll assume that's negative, that's positive maybe. Wrong way around. Yes, we've got it there. So if that's for, so that's the ground there. So it's coming through that switch to there. So the DC is there. Let's flick that off. It should jump to there. No. That's very strange. voltage seems to be being held open by a cap when I switch it to the off position. Seems that we've got voltage there all the time. Hang on. I'm getting some weird stuff happening in the display there for some reason. Computer power is missing, you think? Let's have a look then. Let's investigate further. Because if the computer power is missing, I mean, I'm definitely connected okay there, aren't I? So the computer power also goes through that damn ribbon cable, doesn't it? What's likely to have gone wrong here? As I say, this was working until I did the other mods to it, which is a bit strange. But all sorts can happen when these things are being put back together. I mean, it could be one of these cables that's pulled. I think we're going to have to disassemble it again and have a proper look. Pull the ribbons. Gotta be damn careful with these ribbon cables, I can tell you. And the connectors as well. These are not the greatest connectors on the planet. And they definitely look like they've all seated properly. I mean, a couple of those are a little bit tarnished maybe. We need to quit going over with the fiberglass pencil. Wow. Oh, 3 volt. Of course, it should be 3 volt. I've got it as set at 1.5 volts. That might be the problem. That might be the problem, Adel. It's set at bloody. Oh dear. My power supply set to the wrong voltage. Let's give these ribbon cables a quick whiz over a minute, because they are a little bit tarnished. I mean, they're shiny on the ends. That's that one. Now, a little bit of deoxit. Let's pop a little tiny bit of deoxit on the very tip of the ribbon. I want to wipe that off first, though. I don't want fiberglass everywhere. Yeah, I put it as set as 1.5 on my power supply. Adel, Russian, you see, that's what the problem is. Not Russian, Russian. I know. There's no power adapter in the 2001D system box. Yes, it's a 4.5 volt radio for sure. So I'll get rid of any fiberglass on this. Just going to pop a little tiny dribble of deoxit, just one spot on each cable. Just rub that across the contacts with my finger. Right. Let's try again. Play it again, sham. Yeah, this doesn't want to go in. I always tend to put the big one in first and then the smaller one second. These are horrible, these ribbon cables. That one's in. Now this one. Okay, they're both perfectly seated, as far as I can tell. Damn. I've got the RF gain and the other switch on perfect, but the volume pot's decided that it doesn't like it. As you can see, these are not the easiest things on the planet to take apart. They're a pain in the backside, really, but right, let's try again. So I've reseated the cables, cleaned them up, put a bit of deoxit on them, and let's wind the power supply up to 3 volts now instead of 1.5. I'll stick the speaker in. Right, is it going to work this time, I wonder? Triode hexode. If you break those ribbon cables, you can buy the same pitch. The problem is that because they're flat cables, triode, you've got a real problem. You've got a real problem trying to squeeze them in the connector, because the connector sort of bites down into the cable. Right, let's hook up the 3 volts this time, not 1.5. Jesus, I keep forgetting because I'm trying to think what one it is that's got just a single battery. Right, now we've got the zeros up on the display. Error 3 because that switch isn't on. It's working. Oh, hang on, let's go to FM. You are naughty. Right, okay. It's working. But we've run out of time. We're going to have to look at it again tomorrow. Dear, oh dear, what a pain in the neck. It had to be those ribbon cables not quite seated properly or slightly tarnished. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. But it is working. So tomorrow I'm gonna put it back together in the day, make sure it's working, and then we're gonna compare it with one of the other ones. We'll run it through the bands. What a pain in the backside. Did it fix itself, Rampton? Welcome, Rampton. Did it fix itself? So I'm just catch up with the chat. Yeah, what a pain in the backside that was. Normally they don't cause a problem, but you've got to get them seated right, otherwise game over. Let's put this to one side then. Let's get the advent calendars done. Then I go down for a well-earned rest then. Look, just as well the doctor didn't ring later, wouldn't it? Oh dear. So yeah, those ribbon cables are blimmin' pain in the backside. They really are. Not the first time I've took a set apart a few times to sort that out. I've got to find that little tiny button that's dropped on the floor somewhere as well. Is that it there? Am I going to be that lucky? No. Is that it there? Aha, yes. It's one of them. Got another one somewhere, the beigey one. Probably run over it with the chair, I expect. Okay, stop bending down, Graham, because that's not doing your back any good. Right, I'm trying to get myself organised here to get the advent calendar situation going. So let's have a bit of a tidy up. Let's turn the lovely Christmas music up a bit louder. What a game. Cheers, Derek. Catch you soon, mate. Go time, Anthony. Yeah, definitely need a goat for making a complete lash up of the 3-volt power supply. But the reason it wasn't working was because of the cables. It's a long time since that one has been working, to be fair. Yes, you need to fit lithium batteries is the way to go, triode. Derek doesn't want to stay and see my advent calendars, does he? Catch you soon, Derek. Only messing, mate. Right. Yeah, the obvious mistake on today's slide was I put the 6ths on it, not the 5th. So I need to... Oh, steady, Graham. Taking down Mrs. Cruncher's lights now. Right, so we need the 5th, don't we? Not the 6th, Graham. I can see the 5th straight away. It's quite easy to see on this one, isn't it? Your old Casio power adapter works, 4.5 volts. As I say, it doesn't draw a massive amount of current. This one's rated at 600 milliamps. It's rated at the Sony one. So as long as you've got something somewhere around there, you're fine. It's only drawn 100 odd milliamps. Right, this massive great one here is 5. What on earth is in there then? How are you supposed to get into it? How are you supposed to get into it, Rob? Ah, there we are. Oh, another axle. Another axle, so we've put one axle on it already. So this is the next one, so we must be getting a plate at some stage to screw that one on. No, it'll be that way up, won't it? So yeah, that's awaiting more parts, which will come in another day by the looks of it. Oh, it's a real pain that didn't work. It means we've got to do a revisit tomorrow. So Weira, where be number 5 on the Weira calendar then? Let's get rid of me, because it might be right underneath my head. I'm trying to find it. Number 5. Number 5, come alive. I can see it. Can anybody spot number 5? Spent a year of your life on that mountain. Which mountain's that? Bob. On the remote control car cover, you mean? Santa's right shoulder. Bobble on Santa's hat. Yeah, both right. So look, what's in here then? Oh, it's a double whammy. Oh, micro screwdriver bits. interesting. So we've got a 0.4 at 2.5 and a 0.3 at 1.5, 3 by 1.5 and 3 by 2.5. Babies. The tiny baby ones. Let's get down and have a look in behind the pint glass, tankard even. Now, where's me thingy bob? Do they fit in here then, perhaps? I don't know. They're a bit big for their eye. Oh no, maybe not. Yeah, maybe they do fit in here. Perhaps in there. That'll do for now. There we go. There we go. Whew. Oh, that's the Matterhorn, is it? You've been at the Matterhorn, have you? Well, you lived underneath the Matterhorn. You got one as well, Video Monkey. Excellent, Graham. Which one? The car one or the Wera one? There is a need of a capacitor Christmas calendar for Radiocrunchers. That would be good. We could design our own, couldn't we? We could have a capacitor. When it would need to be like, how many values? Could you get 24 different values? You probably could, couldn't you? Super caps as well. Oh, the tall one, is it, Graham? Brilliant. They are excellent, these Wera advent calendars. As I say, I think this is the 4th one I've had so far. Mrs. Cruncher really hooks me up every year with that. Well, that was a bit of a what's the damp squib, is it? Damp squib, is that what they call it? It was all going so well. I got it back together in record time, as Rich said, and pushed the button and nothing. And down to the dreaded ribbon cables again. Cheers, Mike. Barnstable High Street. It could be, you never know. Skiing holidays based in Zermatt. Too breakable now, so you had to stop. I would be shockingly bad on skis, Bob. I did try ice skating once. That was disastrous. In fact, I tried it more than once for some bizarre reason. I should have learnt the first time that I could not ice skate. So just like launch myself off by pushing myself off the side and just see if I could get to the other side without crashing anybody or falling over. I don't think I ever got across. Cheers, everybody. It is fun, isn't it, sometimes when it doesn't work. Everyone's trying to work out what I've done, and I'm trying to work out what I've done. It's just gremlins, as usual. I got me Christmas reindeer t-shirt on today, look. Didn't give you a twirl, did I? Thanks, David. Thanks, everyone. So, tomorrow, I mean, what was on tomorrow's stream? Let's have a look. Yoda in MN, how are you? Thanks for dropping in. They haven't all got the troublesome ribbon cables. No, this is one of the worst ones, really, because it's really thin ribbon cables. A lot have got ribbon cables, but they're not into those connectors. I can remember repairing one for Lee, and he'd broken one of the tabs off the connector, and I had to silicone it back in. So I can't remember what was coming up tomorrow. Have I got it on my phone? I did get that calendar, Joe, to sync when I logged in on my desktop. I managed to get the sync that way. Sync, as in synchronized. Your daughter was good at ice skating at the Plymouth Pavilions. I know. I've been to the ski slopes a few times, but I've never been on the ski slopes. I've only drunk in there because they got a bar in there, and they got function rooms, so we used to have our meetings there. Thanks, Thomas. Yeah, it did work. It did work. Let's try to see if I can. Let's see if I can find the Christmas live stream one. Okay, so tomorrow we were supposed to be doing part 1 of the Dynatron Music Centre. 4 till 6. 4 till 6. Yeah, we might just squash these forward one then. Because, well, I'm just looking at my screen here. I mean, I have shared the link to this spreadsheet. I don't know why that's happened like that. 15th to 7th. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know whether someone's altering it that's got access to the sheet, but so Derek said that this kit we're going to be able to do in one hit, so it might be that we can get rid of this part 2 and squeeze all these up a day, because I've got 2 parts there. Dynatron Music Centre we can stick in there. So if we get rid of that one for now. You cut that one from there and paste it there. Paste. Paste. Cut. And paste. We're getting there. And then we want this. I'm going to put in a final test. There we go. Fully updated. How's that? So we've got to hope that, well, I'm only going to do a day just having a look over the Dynatron, seeing what's wrong with it. And then we're going to have Sunday Live trying to fix the thing. So we've got the giveaways to talk about. Day after. Radio kit from Derek, then we're back on track then, aren't we? It always does this, doesn't it? We should have finished that today, but we didn't. Anyway. Back in the room. Part 4. Don't say that, Dorf. Skiing is easier than skating. Cheers, Theo. So yes, there we are, back on track with the live streams. The link to that little schedule showing you the times is in the description, as is the link to the audio upgrade kit from Adel and the rest of the stuff that Adel sells. So, good stuff today. We got there in the end. It was a bit of a struggle, but always the same, innit? Sod's law strikes again. Cheers, Rampton. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.